All right. Free to start?
Yeah.
Welcome to the highest quality conversation you're going to hear all day. This is HolyGainsHeroes, HGH. We do not condone the use of steroids, so we do not mean the steroids. Our brand name just happened to match up with the steroid, but we are HolyGainsHeroes. I am Shane Hoffman.
And I'm Jonathan Fan. They call me Fit with Fan.
They call him Fit with Fan. They call me the Hero Hoffman. No one calls me that except myself. But we are here, and we are here with the Trials to Triumph podcast, where we are going to give you the solutions to your fitness, your faith, and your personal development and your mindset. And we are here to help you, as well as yourselves, level up in every way possible. In episode 1, what better way to title the episode than The Trials? That's where it starts. In order to have triumph, you got to have trials. We're going to talk about the importance of trials today, and most importantly, our trials, and why we believe that we have the right to speak on this, and why we are qualified. That was the word I'm thinking of, qualified to speak on trials, because you've been through trials, I've been through trials, and they've definitely shaped us to the triumph that we've had so far, and the triumph that we're going to try to climb to. So with that being said...
Whoa. I don't know. I heard you say a T word, man.
T word?
Yeah.
What T word is that?
Try?
Try. There is no try. Yoda said there is no try.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yoda said...
I thought you were, like, saying some profanity.
No. Yoda killed me. Have you seen The Last Jedi?
No.
No, wait, was it The Last Jedi or was it The Empire Strikes Back where Yoda's like, there is no try, only do?
Yes, yeah, that one.
It was The Empire
Strikes
Back. I'm not that young. I've seen Star Wars.
I'm not that old.
I've seen Star Wars. Yeah, we're not going to try. We're going to do.
Yeah, man. And listen, man, talking about do, man, there's, I don't know, man, when it comes to trials, like, what would you say was one of your biggest trials? I mean, don't give them too much, because I know that we got a lot to unpack.
We got a lot to uncover. But I think when we talk about trials, it starts the day I was born. So my story, I guess we'll get into it with this. My story, I was born 1.5 pounds, 3 months early. I was born April 30th, 2000. I was supposed to be born in July. And my mom had a reverse blood clot, where basically the placenta was starting to force feed blood back to me, and I would have drowned in my own blood if we didn't get me out quick. So because of that, there caused a lot of complications. I came out 1.5 pounds. I had an ascended testicle. I was diagnosed deaf in my left ear right when coming out. I had a hernia coming out there, and my lungs were like teeny tiny. Like I couldn't breathe. I came out breathing, which was crazy. All the doctors were like, we don't know how this kid's breathing, but he's breathing, so great. There were babies that were heavier than me dropping left and right, and my parents essentially had to accept the fact that there was a potential that I wouldn't make it, that I would die. So my fight started day one. I had doctors tell me for years that I wouldn't play sports, that I wouldn't drive, both things that I've done, that I wouldn't be able to hold a pencil because there were muscles in my neck that would tighten, and I would literally be able to unopen my hand. Obviously, this is a fitness show, so spoiler alert, I can move my hands and do a bunch of cool stuff, right?
And you could beat me in arm wrestling, too.
I don't think so. That's one trial I probably can't do yet, but I'll be working on it, believe me. Yeah, I'll be arm wrestling that practice thing at the arcades.
Yeah.
But that's where it started, and I hope to elaborate a little bit today that if this kid, who essentially was doomed from day one to not amount to anything, can amount to, especially in the world of fitness, which is what our show is pretty much, besides faith and mindset, generated around, then anyone can. Which is why I hate excuses, and that's something we're going to dive into, obviously. But that's essentially the start of my trial. What about yours? What was your trial that makes you qualified to talk about trials?
Well, first of all, I wanted to ask, so were you born in Florida, or?
Yeah, I was born in West Boca. There's actually, I believe there's a picture of me saying "Miracle Baby" in the.
Really?
Yeah, I have to take a drive.
Really?
I've never went to see it, but yeah, I gotta go see West Boca Medical Center is where I was born.
Dang, so you were famous before you were famous.
I guess so.
Man, that's awesome, bro. Listen, honestly, I don't even know how to follow up with that, because my trials, because when you think about it, we're fitness, right? Mm-hmm. So fitness deals with what? Physical, mental, spiritual,
emotional. Yeah.
Emotional. which literally you've been through so much. But as far as me, man, I grew up single family home. It was just me, my mom, my sister, and it was just growing up. It was just different, man. It was we were raised in the church, so like the lifestyle was a little different, right? And what I mean by that is, I felt sheltered.
Yeah.
Felt sheltered. There was kids that I seen that was able to do certain things that I wasn't able to do. Maybe not limitations, physical limitations, but just mental limitations. I'm like, man, I want to be free. I want to be able to do this and do that. So growing up, I just wanted to just say the F word. I just wanted to be able to. I mean, I know it's weird to some people. People are like, what? Just say it.
Like that natural urge to rebel against the system.
Exactly.
In a sense,
Exactly. And so it was like something inside of me was just like, I just want. And then one day, my sister and I, we took one, and she might be watching this some point. We took one day and we just said all the curse words that we could possibly say. We just put it all in a pot. It was like, F this, mother F it. We didn't even know how to curse.
To be honest, it probably didn't sound different than when most people curse anyway. That's how most people curse. They don't rationally curse. They just emotionally blubber every word in vain they can think of.
Yeah.
So
I had, and then, there's this point where, I would get mad at my mom because I know my mom, she's a single parent, and, I know deep down inside, I knew she was doing the best for us, right? Raising us by herself. And, but some part of me was like, every time I would get mad at her, I was like, man, I just want to see my dad. You know what I mean? And even though I seen him, I didn't grow up with him. You know what I mean? He was in Orlando. He started a whole new life. His family. Shout outs to my sisters, my half sisters, by the way. And then fast forward to that, I've always felt like there was something missing in my life. And so and especially, I don't know if you could tell, but, I'm not white, I'm not black, I'm not Spanish. Like, I don't know what I was growing up. I couldn't fit into any, I couldn't fit into any group, bro. I couldn't fit into
I'm not with the Latinos, I'm not with the Hispanics, I'm not with the whites. I went to Russia. Nope, not that either. I went to China. I guess not. I don't know what I am.
I was just bouncing around like, you're not welcome here. I felt like this. I felt like a shelter boy, like going to different shelters, bro. Like, I wasn't welcome anywhere. I mean, let me take that back. I was, because, I try to blend in. But it came to the point where I found myself just hanging around, man. Just hanging around in the streets. And how I got introduced. That's where I found my home, yeah. Like, so my mom, she was taking she would always work, late nights, 7 o'clock to 7 a.m. So it was one summer I'll never forget. In Coral Springs, right here.
Wow.
In Coral Springs. Someone introduced me to weed.
Oh, damn. I know where this is going now.
And yeah, and if you want to know more about that, you guys got to stay tuned and go to episode 2 because it's going to get real juicy as far as the trials go, because that's where it started, where my mind started to shift and where I started to basically make wrong choices. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it impacted not only my physical health, but my mental health as well, because I started to hang around people because you know what they say, right? You are the sum total of the 5 people you hang around with. So I became this person that I knew I shouldn't be. You get what I'm saying? So in other words, like, looking on hindsight, I was like, yo, my mom, even though she sheltered me, I was doing okay. You know?
In regards to fitness with that, I want to ask you a question because it sounds like your story might... not many people have been born with, like, deficiencies and stuff like that. Yeah. So my story, while inspiring, might not be as relatable as yours. how did your story impact your physical fitness, and what caused, because obviously you're a specimen now, so
Yeah.
what caused the change, or what was the story that led to I'm not happy with my fitness or I have to get fit, and then what led you to essentially bring you here of I got to share fitness with the world?
Listen, man. Like I said, like just not being, man, bro. Just not feeling like I was doing what God called me to do, and which is, by the way, God literally says in the book of Genesis, He says, "Be fruitful, multiply, and replenish." Right, and so what led me up to fitness was being called names like "you fat." You know what I mean? Like,
I thought it was that you wanted to multiply, so you want to get attractive for your wife.
I mean that too, but yeah, man. Like my I don't like to call her my ex, but I'm just gonna say my ex, right?
Well, that's what she is, yeah.
You know, she would just call me names and make me feel like I was nothing, bro. You know what I mean? So mentally, it just destroyed me. And even though we were toxic together, so I'm not saying I'm like an angel or anything like that. I'm not saying like I was the best, but we had a very toxic relationship. And so mentally, it was just destroyed me. Like, oh, da, da. And at one day, I was like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna do this for me, and I'm gonna do it for my kids too. And so, I decided to like starve myself, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I starved myself, and I ended up getting really slim, but not fit, right? So I was still mentally just not well, and it wasn't until and then I'm skipping a lot of parts, but like it wasn't until 2020 where I was like, all right, COVID happened, and I'm like, I think it'll be cool if I had a good transformation, but I was also getting compensated for it too. You know what I mean? So I was like, let me just. So it was like a simple idea, like, why don't you just get fit and get paid?
That's a great way, yeah.
You know. So then,
Yeah.
that's what really got me started on my journey. I'm like, and then I fell in love with it. I'm like, getting so much compliments, and I'm like, you know what? This will be cool to just inspire other dads. Like, there might be dads out there that struggle with drinking, they struggle with losing weight, you know, whatever the case may be. And I just want to be that hero to them. I want to be that billboard for them, that advocate for them, that poster board for them, so they can look at not only me, but God. That's why I have God and Gains.
Yeah, and I can't wait to talk about your clothing brand, because actually I just ordered a new shirt today from
Yeah, I
your
appreciate
website.
that, man. Thank you.
Even if you're, I don't know if you do outside Florida or the city deliveries yet. I know it's but the website is so beautifully designed. You'd think it's like a multi-million-dollar company already. We're getting sidetracked with how good his clothes are. But to segue, and it's a perfect time to now talk about, episode 1's called the trials of which that you guys, our audience might be facing. And John's been through, as well as I've been through, a lot of it, which is trial 1, the start. The start. You may be someone who's addicted to drugs and alcohol, and completely ignoring their fitness. You might be a father who ignores his fitness. We're going to talk about that. You might be a young kid in college who ignores his fitness. We're going to talk about that. But regardless of where you are and in your life, we're going to talk about why the start and getting past that trial in every phase you're in is so important. And to start out with the kids, the college kids or the high school kids, here's why you need to start. You could set the habit early now. And I know for a lot of young guys, it's about getting the girls and getting the body. And look, do it. I'm not saying don't, I get it.
It's
all right?
totally okay.
That's okay.
We encourage you to do that.
I encourage you to do that. That's why I
Get
started.
it out of your system before you get married. Get it right out of your system.
Aren't you supposed to say wait till marriage?
Well, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Just explore.
Enjoy. I started because I had something to prove, which was everyone was telling me that I was just this weak, frail child who couldn't do things, and fitness, that dumbbell gave me the first thing to realize that I'm in control. of my destiny. I was in control of the way my body looked, the way my body performed, the foods I ate, the sleep. Because I had so little control over the surgeries, right? I've had 12 plus year surgeries, so in little control over the medical stuff that I took control of the one thing I had control over, which was my health. And if you are a young man or young woman, I know this podcast is probably mainly geared towards men, but if you're a girl listening to this, hi babe. My girlfriend's hopefully listening to this. If you're someone young listening to this podcast, now is your chance to start the good habits now. You could think of investing. If you invest in real estate or the stock market, well, hopefully the stock market, right? Things compound over time and your money starts to compound on top of each other. So do your habits. So you might not realize it now at 18, 19, 20, 25 years old, but when you're 40, 50 years old, if you have 50 years of bad habits, those bad habits would have compounded. Now your joints feel it. Now your organs feel it. Now your energy sucks. Now you can't get out of bed. Now your wife resents you because you look like shit. Versus 30 years ago, where maybe you didn't realize that. But if you start now and you build those habits now, here's what's going to happen. You're going to build 30 years, and you can stick with it. You build 30 years of good habits. Now, yes, for young men, for the superficial reasons, I'm not against it, all right? Yeah. Get the abs, man. Be above average. Get the abs. Push yourself in the gym. Hit the PRs. Hit the numbers. I'm all for it, right? But understand there's a deeper reason for it, right? It's the mental understanding that you're not going to be average, and if you're disciplined enough to get it after in your health and fitness, and you could be the CEO of your own body, then you can be disciplined in your careers as you go through high school, college, and become the man or woman you're supposed to be, leading yourself in not just your fitness, but eventually your money and hopefully your family, right? So now is your chance to do that as a young person, right? As a young boy, young girl, start those habits now. Plus, it's your prime time, dude. Like it's not going to get to be a better time. If you're a man in that age, your testosterone is naturally as high as it's going to get. Here, now's your chance to max out everything.
Listen, I'll tell you what. It's like, because it's funny that you said that, because imagine investing into Meta. Imagine investing into Facebook when it just came out.
Yeah.
That's how you should treat your health.
Boom. Hang that on a frame.
Let's coin that somewhere. Yeah. Imagine, man.
Exactly. 100%. You're 100% right. And that's what it is, investing in your health at a young age. But even if you're someone who stays in his mid-30s, right, or maybe his 40s or 50s, right, you're a father right now, you're not out of the woods. Because here's what I'm going to tell you. And I love my father more than I love almost anyone in this entire world, right? My dad's a great man. He didn't prioritize his fitness. He's here. He's fine. He's going to be here for a long time, right? He didn't prioritize it to the point at which, my mom did. So I learned a lot from my mom. But your kid, luckily for me, right? Luckily I took after more my mom in this realm. I took after my dad in other areas because he was always a leader. He was always super strong. He was always the rock of the family, right? He was definitely a masculine man, like very great role model.
And that's how it should be.
That's how it should be, by the way.
But anyway,
yeah. Transition.
We talked about that a little bit earlier.
We talked about that off the record. We'll talk about it on the record too. Don't worry. But essentially, your kids are going to watch what you do. And this is, I think, one of the things, like when I have kids, man, I want to raise them in the way of what you raise yours, which is you are such a shining example to them. They're going to not model what you say, but model what you do. Yeah. And you're probably more attest to this because you have kids, right? But they see what you do, and you instill this in them, and you instill the mental discipline and emotional discipline and physical discipline and benefits that all come with that. Yeah. But because they see you do it, and it's going to be ingrained to them from such a young age, you're not going to have to worry about ill health and, hopefully, God willing, all these other things that could potentially happen to them are less likely because you took control of their health from a young age. What they can control, which is what they eat, right? If your kids see you eating bullshit like Doritos and McDonald's, they're going to do that. That's chemical poison. I don't care whose feelings I'm hurting here. That's chemical poison. Yeah, that you are showing your kids this is okay for me to eat. If you drink excessively, right? I'm not talking about, going on a date with your wife and having a glass of wine. I mean, I don't drink personally, but I'm not talking about that. If you drink at night in front of your kids, you are showing them that is acceptable. Yeah. And it's not acceptable. you are the role model, the Superman, no pun intended. Big comic book nerd here, right? To your kids. And if you don't be that for your kids, and then we wonder why we have all these kids growing up like that are angry, that are not able to stay focused in school, that are anxious and depressed. It comes from this. Of not getting them the exercise that you, not doing your job as a parent in the fitness realm of giving them the exercise they need, the nutritious education on nutritious food, making sure they sleep well, and they don't have that core foundation, and everyone wonders why they're depressed. I wonder why.
And depression, by the way, is something evil, bro. Like, that does not come from God. So when you're depressed, it's because you're not working. You're not doing what God intended you to do. So even sometimes, like, because like I'm gonna be honest, like sometimes I get depressed too, and then I snap the F out of it because I'm like, yo, hold up, bro. Like, God created me to do this. My purpose is this. What am I doing thinking these thoughts? You get what I'm saying? So this is for anyone out here that might be struggling with depression. Like, listen, I feel for you. I empathize with you, right? But bro, just because I heard this from one of my leaders, he said, don't pitch your tent in the valley. Like, you might be in the valley, but don't pitch your tent in the valley. Meaning, don't live in the valley. Like, you could go through your dark times, but don't let that define you, bro. Like, you are bigger than that. Like, you have such a purpose on your life that you don't even realize. But just because you can't see it, listen, this is one quote that I love. Just because you can't see God working instantly doesn't mean he's not working constantly. You feel me? Yeah. So then, like, you know how you're looking at things and sometimes you could just see what's in front of you. But if you could
this whole that's why, and this is a good segue into it, is even through your trials are the times where you have to stick with your fitness. Like, if you go through a breakup and you stop working out, you deserved that breakup. You deserved it. You deserved that breakup. That's your time, man. Don't stop taking care of yourself. That's the time to, like, triple down on it. You get dumped, go make her jealous, man, or go make him jealous, right? And go put in that work. And more importantly, is the gym needs to be. The Rock talks about this. His anchor, right? Your anchor. For me, it's my anchor. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, up, go. Oh, yeah. I'm anxious the rest of the day if I don't do it.
Oh yeah.
You get to a point eventually. Like, I know, like, we're talking about the start right now. That's the hardest part. And to address this, because I know there's going to be people that are going to go online and research the perfect program and how many days a week. And stop. I'm going to give you the perfect program right now. First of all, it doesn't exist if you don't do it. I don't care what the perfect program is on paper. I have a degree in exercise science. I've had my own personal training practice for 6+ years, filming in my fucking studio right now. Listen, there's no such thing as a perfect program if you don't do it.
Yeah.
So
right.
What's the perfect program? I'm going to give you the perfect program. Go lift weights 3 days a week and go for a walk 2 days a week. There you go. That's your start.
Yeah.
Who cares about anything else? You can do your little research and stuff like that after you start. Just go to the gym. Just go go through the motions. Go swing your arms a little bit. Go. Move. Thank you.
Just gotta move.
Move. Go for a walk. You can literally, if you're listening to this, unless you're driving right now, which if you're driving, park your car, get up and go for a walk. Yeah. Don't park in the middle of the street. Then I'm gonna get, like, sued for like traffic damages or something. Just park your car, get home, park it, or get home from work tonight. I'm tired. No, you're not tired. You're uninspired. That was very.
Ooh, that's a bar. That was a bar.
That was the Rock's quote right there. I can't take credit for that one. No, but seriously.
Wait, say it one more time.
You're not tired. You're uninspired.
Ooh, man.
No, look, I get it. We're all tired.
I might get it tatted on me somewhere, bro.
I'm looking for it.
Are you looking for it?
No, like for example, John, it's, I think that clock says 9:30 p.m. right now. We're tired. All right, it's been a long day of work for both of us. But guess what? You got stuff to do. Yeah. You got stuff to do. So I get it. You got kids, right? John has kids. He works out every day. How many kids you have?
I got 3 kids.
You got 3 kids. Yeah, John's got. What's your excuse? John's got 3 kids. Your wife work out?
She works out.
Oh, she works out with 3 kids. Oh man, no, almost like there's like.
Maybe not excuses. At the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Who cares? Doesn't have to be at the gym. She works out every night before bed. Honey, if you're listening to this, you have a workout with me when I get home.
No, let me stop.
But,
Stop.
but like for the dads out there that are struggling with this start, what do you recommend? Because I get it. Like as much as we joke around, yes or no excuses, I'm empathetic towards that. I understand the man that he's got a 9 to 5, he's stressed out at work, he comes home, he's got 3 kids, he's exhausted. What's your advice to that man? What does he do?
Bro, it's very simple, man. Like, so just for the record, bro, and I heard this from David Goggins, and when David Goggins said this, I was like, bro, he's in my head. Like, I feel him. Like, it resonates for me. So, by default, bro, I'm lazy. This might shock a lot of people, but I'm freaking lazy, bro. And he said that too. I was like, David Goggins, the one that runs 30,000 miles like every week? There's no way. He's like, yeah, I'm freaking lazy. I'm like, yo, tell me more, bro. I want to learn more. What is he? So, if you're a dad that's uninspired and tired, whatever the case may be, bro, just every day, just know that there's a battle every single day, and there's an inner be in you. You know what I'm saying? I don't curse like that, so I'm just gonna say like that. There's an inner itch in you. Wimp. There's an inner wimp in you, right? So each time you hit that snooze button, each time, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, you say you're going to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym, right? Each time you hit that snooze button, it's 5:30, it's 6, then it's 7. Oh, wait, I got to go to work at 8 o'clock. Man, I got to skip the gym. Each time you do that, the inner wimp in you gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So who are you going to let win?
And guess what happens?
You see what I'm saying?
Do that? You know what happens to your confidence when you do that? You erode your confidence. And guess what happens? When
down.
you're not confident in you, why should your wife be confident in you?
Exactly.
Why should your girlfriend? Why should your kids be confident in you if you're not confident in yourself? Every time you let that inner weakness win, because I've been there. Like I get it. Like, and sometimes, man, it's external. You hit your alarm. You could be ready to go. Your girlfriend cuddles you and she gives you that look. You gotta fight that. That's a hard thing to fight. You gotta say no to potential great morning sex to go hit legs. What? I gotta say no to pancakes and incredible extracurricular activities to go squat. At 5 in the morning? Yeah, you got
sacrifices.
You sacrifices, exactly. We're joking here, obviously.
No, but the solution is like you just have to wake up.
Your
and
will to go.
Let me get it out. Yeah, you just gotta be like, yo, I'm gonna get it out the way. Every morning I make a decision. I'm gonna get this out the way. I have to. If I don't, I know for a fact I'm not gonna work out that day, the next day. So you just gotta get it done that morning, bro. It's a 3-second rule. And
whether you do, I'm a preference in the morning, because if you don't do it in the morning, the odds you'll skip it later in the day is increased, right? Whatever is going to work best for your schedule, and to make this more relatable, you don't got to be like hardcore balls to the walls 5 days a week, like I talked about.
Yeah.
It could just be getting up and going for a 10-minute walk. You just got to start. You just got to
start.
And that's trial number 1, is really just the start. And we talk about our trials, and the reason why I talk about my trials and my struggles as a kid is just to give you hope. Funny enough, when I was growing up, right, this symbol, this Superman symbol here stands for hope. When I was a kid going through surgeries, I've had 10 on my ear. I've been diagnosed as deaf in this ear for my entire life. There was a disease called cholesteatoma, not like a contagious disease, but like a non-cancerous growth, so not cancer. But it would eat away at your tissue, and it could paralyze you. It can like eat away at my brain, scary stuff, right? Wow. But we got it cleaned every time, and obviously I'm good to go and stuff. But I turned towards, as a young kid, heroes, right? Heroes that I wanted to be like. Superman being, you'll never be able to fly, but he was the one, like, that's like the guy, right? Obviously now it's like more God, tangible things that are real, right? But even so, that stuck with me, and wanting to be a superhero for my community, for my future family, for my parents, right? It's always stuck with me, and I still always admire superheroes to this day, which is why I have them tattooed on my arm, right? But I tell my story for hope, that if this soaking wet 130-pound, 5'3" kid who's had 10+ surgeries can look pretty damn. It's not even about the looks. Like, I'm happy about the way I look, but I put in the work for that. If I could put in the work to get to where I want to be, and so can everybody else, right? It's not the biceps, the abs, the shoulders. It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's the fact that I earned something. Even if I didn't, when you get up every day and you work out, you earn that feeling. You earned your dopamine or your endorphins or your serotonin, whatever hormones, all the hormones are released when you work out. I forgot. It's been a while since I've been in college. It's been over a year. But all those happy hormones that are released when you work out, right? You earn that. And if I can do it, if someone with 3 kids can do it, and you said you have 2 cats?
I have 2 cats, yeah.
2 cats, yeah. 3 kids and 2 cats and a wife can do it. And then his wife can do it when she has a husband and 3 kids. There's no excuses except that fear of starting. And a lot of that fear, I understand where it comes from. It could come from maybe your wife gets mad at you. But maybe that's just a conversation to articulate. Honey, I can't be my best self and show up for our family if I don't do this for myself and for us. Or, honey, I want to be a better role model to our kids. What about that don't you agree with? So now it's not, oh, you're leaving me with the kids issue. Now it's a, I'm doing this for us conversation. Maybe it's fear of where to start.
And by the way, you could do it as a couple too.
100%,
You know what I mean?
and you should be doing it as a couple.
Yeah.
You need to be aligned. That's one of the things you need to be aligned in.
Yeah.
That's another trial, right?
Yeah.
That's a perfect segue. Holy crap! What if your spouse isn't supportive? I would argue get a new spouse.
Yeah.
I know that's, but no, seriously, like health is something you need to be thickest.
Yeah, you guys got to be intertwined. You're one.
Exactly.
It says it's biblical too. You're
You're
one.
the same flesh,
Yep,
right?
you're the
And
same
that
flesh,
is true.
exactly.
When you are married, if she's eating Doritos and sabotaging you, or she gets jealous, or he, right? If your husband is sabotaging by buying things and trying to get you, that's a toxic environment.
Very toxic.
You need to be aligned. Here's what we're going to do. I can tell you, if for anecdotal experience, my girlfriend and I, we don't really work out together because that's kind of my think time. Sometimes we will, maybe like a day or 2 a week. We go for a lot of walks together.
Yeah, walks are very good.
Yeah. But as far as like weight training goes, we might not do that together. She actually trains with my mentor because he's amazing, and she works with him.
But you're amazing too.
Yeah, thank you. But it's hard to work with family sometimes, so or ones you love. So she works with him on a personal training level. But for food, I mean, dude, when she cooks, it is all healthy stuff. We're talking grass-fed beefs, eggs, vegetables, and she'll cook
On point.
on Sunday. Every Sunday, I'm not a good cook, so I do the dishes, and she will prep for us for the entire week.
Nice.
No excuses. It's ready in the fridge.
Nice.
Right? And then on Friday night, we will have a healthy-ish like dessert, like a protein muffin, or maybe like one of those like low-calorie ice cream from Publix. And you don't have to be that extreme. You can have
I love the low-calorie ice cream.
It's good.
From
You can have that every night if you
It's
want.
so good.
Exactly, like the
Halo?
Halo Top.
Halo Top.
Yeah. Or we've gotten into what's it called? Oh, I'm gonna hate myself.
Enlighten someone.
Not Enlightened. It's called like something. Not Fairlife. It's Favorite Day. Favorite Day.
Gotta
Get the
check that
s'mores
out.
version.
I
The
gotta check
entire
that out.
container's got 390 calories.
Hey, shameless plug, by the way, guys. If you guys hear this right now, go ahead and sponsor us. What is it?
Favorite Day.
Favorite Day.
Yeah, Favorite Day. Yeah, we're a fitness brand. We're gonna try to get a sponsorship on ice cream.
Yeah, and
Sponsor
Halo,
us.
whoever.
Halo Top. Sponsor us.
Halo
Yeah.
Top.
Yeah. Yes. Please. You guys are tasty. And that's what we'll do. And that's how we move as one, her and I, right? We move as one unit we prep everything Sunday. There's no excuses. We eat well throughout the week. We go for walks together every Sunday. We'll go for a nice walk. Guys, you want to get lucky at night? Go grab your girl, take her to the beach at night, hold her hand, walk along the beach. If you don't get lucky at night, you did something wrong.
And I won't even say it's lucky. That's premeditated.
Exactly. Get some flowers with that. Go for a nice long romantic walk. You should have babies in 9 months after that.
Facts.
Yeah, easy right there. Extra motivation for you to go take a walk.
It's a bonus.
Huge bonus.
I hope you guys are taking notes too.
Yeah, seriously, get out your pen and paper. Maybe your iPhone's app. Everybody uses their phone nowadays.
Yeah.
I got to learn how to get lucky. No, but that you need to be in this trial of not on the same page with your spouse or your girlfriend, right? If you're a teenager, dump her. No, I'm kidding. If you're listening to this and you're young and you're in a relationship, now is the time to foster that. If you have want a future with this person, get aligned. Talk about it. Talk about your fitness goals together. Talk about where you want to be with it, how strict you have to be. You don't have to be crazy. Just eat healthy. What's healthy?
Yeah.
Vegetables, chicken, steak, fish. There you go.
Literally, just keep it simple, man.
Simple.
If you can't pronounce it, bro, don't even eat
Yeah,
it.
if you can't pronounce it, don't put it in your body.
Simple as that.
Just that is those two things. I understand how hard they can be, but they're important to overcome.
Yeah.
Especially that relationship one, because it'll be impossible. If you don't have someone supporting you, when you feel weak and you want a slice of cake, your partners tell you no.
Yeah.
Not, oh, it's okay. You've worked so hard. You deserve it. No, you don't
You
deserve
need
it.
discipline.
Yeah, you don't deserve it. You deserve discipline. You don't deserve the cake. Unless you're like already where you want to be. Then you can, indulge a little bit. But
That's why I tell my clients, man, I'm like, yo, bro, stop. Like, I'm not going to give you a cheat meal until 30 days, bro. It depends on the client. Like, if he has like a far way to go, I'm like, all right, maybe for you 2 weeks, but you 30 days, 45 days. I'm like, you don't, because I know how they are. They're just like how I was.
Yeah.
I used to overeat, bro. Mm-hmm. I had no limitations. I didn't know how to turn the off button on.
And that brings us to the third trial, which is behavior.
Behavior, bro.
Your behaviors are a trial, right?
Trials.
You are struggling with emotional discipline when it comes to food. And I'm going to give you a little hint, all right? If you're struggling with emotional discipline in your food, where else is it showing up in your life? If you're struggling with emotional eating, when's the last time you yelled at your kids or your girlfriend or a colleague at work or a friend or punched a hole in the wall? Because if you're not emotionally stable enough to not shuggle down a slice of cake, look, everybody's got their I get it, all right? For example, I love video games, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just need to go to La La Land, put on Spider-Man 2, and swing across the city for a bit.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Sometimes food takes us to La La Land. You get a dopamine hit with that sweet treat. I understand. Food is a coping mechanism, and I understand that from a psychological perspective, a behavior change specialist perspective, that there are reasons why we are turning to food. So it might not be addressing that is the thing. We need to address the behavior. So what's causing you to reach for the food? Do you reach for your Doritos every time you get into a fight with your girlfriend, or every time you get into a fight with anyone in your life? Or when you're really stressed in school or work, do you turn to these foods?
What are those triggers? Like, what's
exactly.
triggering?
Write down your next time you and you know the cycle. You overeat, you feel guilty, you starve yourself, you overeat again, right? People go through these cycles.
That's the same cycle I was going through.
Yeah. So write it down. And then, now that we understand what's causing it, we can attack it. But Shane, how do we attack it? Here's how we attack it. Number one, we come up with healthy coping mechanisms to deal with stress. You're not going to eliminate stress. I promise you. School's going to stress you, work's going to stress you, life's going to stress you. So we need healthy coping mechanisms. The gym. Working out.
That's a healthy stress.
That's a healthy.
By the way, you can't run, like you said, you cannot run away from stress. Stress is going to be either good or bad.
So when you're feeling stressed, maybe now you don't go to the cake, you go to the gym.
Yeah.
Right? Remember, that's a healthy. No, or journaling, meditation, walking, swimming. Heck, this isn't necessarily a healthy one, but I'd rather you reach for a gaming controller than a Dorito bag of chips.
Yeah, gaming controller, because it releases those endorphins as well.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily the healthiest thing in the world, right?
By the way, your brain doesn't even notice the difference, too. It's just recognizing being happy.
Yeah, and how else do we deal with it? But I just can't stop myself. Great, you are going to eliminate it from your pantry. You will no longer buy these foods.
Yeah.
And that way, when you are stressed and you go to your pantry to eat the ding-dongs, they're not there. That's actually
Don't be eating the ding-dongs! No.
I got to this we're going to have so many people now.
You
don't eat those ding-dongs. Unless you're a female. No, you have all permission to eat as many. Oh, not eat as many as you want. Eat one. You're man's. That's going to be like clipped. Ladies, eat as many ding-dongs as you want. I'm going to get canceled. The Edmonds or the muffins. Next time you go to eat the muffins, eat ding-dongs. That's good to cope with stress, right? Get your ding-dong eaten and eat ding-dongs. That'll cope with your stress. No, next time you reach for those muffins, they won't be there.
Yeah, get them out the shelf, man.
Exactly. Get them out.
And then if you want to hire us to go into your house to remove them,
we charge $6,000 an hour.
$6,000 an hour. Yeah.
But
that's real talk.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. That's gas. That's time.
Yep.
That's discipline to not eat all the sweets we're throwing in.
And by the way, there's a wait list too, so I don't even know how long. How long is the list?
Probably like 3. So you're gonna pay us $6,000, and we might be at your place in 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just need a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and that leaves us to trial number 4. Look at that. These segues are perfect. Time. Whoever says I don't have time, you're a liar. You're a liar. You're a filthy liar. All right? Everybody's got the same time in a day. It's how you use it. I don't have time. You should do. You have plenty of time. If I were to go through your cell phone right now and check your screen time, you think I can't find 10 minutes? You definitely spent more than 10 minutes on Pornhub. All right? You've got time. You've got time. Yeah, I said it. Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah.
Some people even spend way more time on Pornhub.
Yeah, you shouldn't be spending any time on Pornhub. That's a different topic for a different day.
I mean, you probably go to the bathroom like 5 times
Exactly.
a day, and then.
And that's
You know
not
what I'm
working
saying?
out your forearms, bro. Don't give me that excuse. All right?
Yeah.
Do some grip strength. Not. So you got time. All right? How do you make time? If you work 8 hours a day, well, there's 24 hours in a day. If you work 8 hours, what's simple math here? I'm not that good at math. It's 24 minutes.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like this is what I tell my clients. Like, all right, when they say, "Oh, I don't have time," we do what's called a time exercise, and so there's 4 major things that we must do in life, right? You must work, right? Because if you work, you provide.
You must sleep.
You must sleep. You must have your physical or mental health and relationship, sex, family, whatever the case may be. So it's 4 major components. So then you got to figure out how much time are you spending during work each week? How much time do you sleep each week? How much time do you spend in your mental, your physical, spiritual health, right? And then how much time, right? So that
Exactly.
So that's how you break it up.
Yeah, and so if you're saying I don't have time, it's not. You don't have a time problem. You have a priority problem.
You have a priority time. Yeah,
You're not prioritizing
exactly.
health and fitness. Again, go through your screen time, or go through all the time where you're laying on the couch watching TV, or like, look, if you're playing with your kids, go work out with your kids, or
Yeah.
even if playing with your kids is like something that's sacred to you, I'm not going to take that from you, right? That's
And by the
important.
way, bro, when you say spending, because a lot of times people, well, I gotta spend time with my family. Dude, realistically, these days, do you really spend 5 hours a day with your family? Think about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know how much I have. I don't know how much time I spend with my family. Why would I do that? I care about them. If you really care about them, you should know how much time you should designate for them.
Exactly.
Right? You know
Get
how much
up
time
early.
you're gonna work every week, right?
Exactly. And think about it. Like, working out requires probably the most minimal amount of time
Minimal.
that you'll need in your day. You have to work for 8 hours. You got to sleep for 7 to 8 hours, but you only got to work out for 1 or a
hour.
half hour.
Yeah.
You can't find 10 minutes to a half hour to an hour. Yes, you can. Everybody can. Yes, you absolutely can. It's a priority issue.
It's a priority
So
issue.
your trial to overcome your time is simple. When you want to lose weight, what do? You track your calories, right? When you want to make more money, what do? You track your finances. You're going to track your time.
Track. 'Cause
Write
if you ain't
down.
tracking, you are
ain't-
slacking.
There we go. Yeah. If you ain't tracking, you are write down your time.
Yeah.
If you can't find an hour with tracking your time, you're hopeless because everyone's got the same amount of time in a day.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse for this one. You have zero disadvantage because every other human has the same amount of time as you. Yeah, well, other people have more money. Okay, guess what? We all have the same time. Not every billionaire that has all the time in the world is going to the gym, all right? I know plenty of people that go to the gym that are not billionaires, I promise you. I'm one of them, and so is John.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
But seriously, for trial number 4, track your time. And if it's not important enough for you to track your time, you got a different problem, which we're going to talk about trial number 5 now, which is your environment. This can mean, we talked about your spouse relationship, your most intimate one, but this is your outer relationships. Your outer relationships, your work environment, right? Your home and the foods in your pantry, your late night habits. Don't get dirty with that. I meant, like, are you watching TV till 3 o'clock in the morning, or are you on websites you shouldn't be on till 3 o'clock in the morning? Are you sleeping? What does your environment look like? John's looking at you judgingly, and I agree with him. Yeah, I am too. What are you doing to secure your environment? Because guess what? If your environment is toxic, makes fun of you for trying to be in good shape, has you stay up super late, you're not going to be prepared, and then you're going to fail. And guess what? This is, out of all these trials, believe it or not, you can actually control this one just as much as you control the others. Even if you live at home in a family, right, as a kid, because I lived, my mom was really into it, but, you know, my dad, you know, he thought that I was obsessed, right, as a teenager when I first started getting
And by the
into
way, it's
stuff.
okay to be
It's
obsessed.
okay to be obsessed.
It really is.
With your health, I promise. It's okay.
okay.
It's okay to be obsessed. But obviously, if you're at the point where you're very self-critical, and you shouldn't be self-critical, like if you look good and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you think you're, fat when you're not. That's a different topic, right?
Body
But body dysmorphia. We'll cover that another time. But your environment is within your control. If you cannot instill within your friends the importance of health, it is time to get new friends.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
Bro, I remember I got made fun of before. Like, oh, you're reading books now. Oh,
You're bringing your meal to the restaurant? You don't want to eat with us anymore?
You really have a snack on you everywhere you go?
Yeah.
You freaking psycho?
Yes, I do, because I'm serious about my health. Matter of fact, I gotta eat this right now. 'Cause
Yeah, you eat.
bro, I eat every 2 hours, bro. Like,
You're dialed in.
serious
You're dialed
about
in.
that,
But no, seriously, I was at a restaurant with my girlfriends and friends once, and they made fun of me because everyone was getting this pizza, and I was getting the salmon with veggies. And this happens all the time. I missed my own birthday cake and dinner so I can hit the gym late when we went to Disney one year for my birthday because it had been all day and I hadn't worked out yet. And I had no pre-workout.
and I would have been right with you too.
Yeah. No, seriously.
If I was around, I would have been right in there.
Exactly. But if you cannot instill this in your friends, you either have to accept that you're going to be different than them, or you need to find new friends. I was able to instill it in most of my friends, and so I'm happy. Most of my friends are aligned with me, and we work out together a lot, actually. 2 of them actually outperform me a lot of the time. It's kind of frustrating. They're awesome, killer shape. Matthew's one of them.
Matthew.
Strong kid.
Oh, Matt, yeah.
Strong dude.
Shout out to
Spartan
my
race.
boy Matthew.
Yeah, shout out to Matt. Spartan.
And he just
runner.
did a muscle up too, by the way.
Yeah, he's
Bro,
incredible.
he just learned how to do a muscle up.
Yeah, the dude is a beast. We got to get him on here one day
Bro,
to be a
he's gonna-
guest. Dude's a beast.
He is.
But yeah, you need to instill that either in your environment or separate to a new environment. Why? If you're someone who folds to peer pressure, when you go to the restaurant, everyone's like, oh, you're not going to eat pizza with us? It is up to you in that moment to make a decision, an important decision. Do I cave and be a sheep and go eat the pizza? Or do I stick to my goals and stay focused?
It's the crab in the barrel mentality. They're trying to bring you down. Well, I'm
You're trying
not
to climb
fit like
up
you.
the
I'm
barrel.
not disciplined I'm not disciplined as you, so let me just bring my friend down. Like, no.
Exactly.
No way.
They see the problems in themselves, and so
Yep.
they'll lash out at you because you're disciplined enough and strong enough to do something about it when they're not.
Exactly.
That's the truth. They are jealous because they don't have the willpower, the discipline, the drive, the ambition to get to where you want to be and not eat the ding-dongs or the cookies or the pizza, but you do. And so your job is to control your environment. So how do you control your environment? I tell this to my clients all the time. I want you to go out to eat with your friends. Here's what you're going to do. You're either going to eat before or you're going to bring your food there. You were not going for the food. You were going for the social interaction of being with the people you love.
Yeah.
And with Thanksgiving right around the corner, man, it is so easy. Go be with your family and eat healthy stuff. Oh, but they're going to have this there and trigger me. And eat before you go. Eat a giant salad
There you go.
with eggs
There you go.
and chicken
Oh, yeah.
before you go. You ain't going to be hungry when you're sitting at that table, I promise you that.
Nope.
But this is how you control your environment. What are you doing at night? All right, I'm going to pause that. I don't want to know what you're doing tonight. But but if you're not sleeping well, I don't care if you have the best nutrition plan and you execute, and the best diet plan and you execute. If you sleep like shit, you're going to look and feel like shit.
And by the way, what would you say to someone that can't sleep?
All screens off a half hour to an hour before bed. Look, okay, I'm with a woman who loves to binge watch shows. I get it. There is something cathartic about the end of the day. You grab your cat, your girl, your dog.
Or dog, yeah.
Yeah, I got both. And then, all 3 actually. And then you watch a show. I get it. Believe me, I get it. I understand wanting to go to La La Land, right? However, this is where it gets tricky. 1 to 2 episodes, then that's it.
Yeah.
You got to prioritize that.
You got to put a limit, man.
You got to put a limit. Cut off that screen. Cut off that screen time. I can't sleep. Yeah, you've effed your face with blue light on your cell phone, scrolling on TikTok and watching shows all night long. Put the phone down, dude. Put it down. Put the cookie down now, right? Put the cell phone down now. Put it face down. Put on Do Not Disturb. Set your alarm for the next day to go work out and execute. And you know what's funny? When I started doing this, your mind gets so peaceful.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people don't do it for a few reasons. One, we're so used to we're addicted.
Doom scrolling.
And there's nothing stopping us then. But also, you're afraid. Because when you don't doom scroll and you put the thing down, you're alone at night with your thoughts. That's the one time you actually have to like think about everything you're either insecure or afraid of. But once you kind of get a hold of this, it actually becomes cathartic because you lay down, you go, okay, what's my workout for tomorrow? Okay, now I'm going to take my deep breaths. And you process everything, and then it becomes peaceful.
And that's why it's important to breathe.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta take breathe, like, and then fast, bro. So, have you ever tried fasting social media at some point?
I have. And you know what? If we weren't doing this stuff right now, like if I didn't have to like be posting on social media and stuff, like I would just delete it. And I'll tell you why. It is poison, man. Everything you see is someone's highlight reel.
Yep.
So all that comparison, especially if that's going to be an episode in itself one day of our show, is how every Instagram picture you see of a buff dude is fake, edited. They don't look like that every single day. Weight and bodies fluctuate, right? Mm-hmm. But everything is fake. And take a social media fast, and at night is your chance to like put that thing down. You've got to prioritize that sleep.
But here's why you won't do a fast. I'll be honest with you. You're afraid. You have FOMO. Yeah. You're afraid of missing out on something. Mm-hmm. You're afraid that someone's gonna go post something. You're gonna miss something. Listen, if it was that important, especially in today's world, man. And by the way, you're gonna hear about it through your coworkers, your family. News travels fast. It's not like we're in the 90s where it's like you gotta call someone up and then all of a sudden play telephone. You'll see it regardless. You'll hear about it regardless. Don't worry about missing out on something. You're not missing anything.
And you'll find out, like, I'm not a fan of just doom scrolling the next morning, but guess what? Because you got to get up and go get your workout in, but you'll find out your next morning.
At the gym.
Yeah, the gym when you're in between your sets.
Yeah.
You'll find whatever it is you're looking for, you'll find it. But at night, your priority are two things. Well, one thing if you're not in a relationship, two things if you're in a relationship. If you're not in a relationship, just sleep. If you're in a relationship, you're having sex, which is going to help you sleep, and then you're going to sleep. And those are your priorities at night. Now, that doesn't give you an excuse to start jerking off the porn. Don't do that. It won't help you sleep. It's still blue light. But those are your responsibilities to sleep. That's it. Those are the 5 things, the 5 trials that you're going to face. You're going to face the start. You're going to face your spouse. You're going to face, what was the third one again?
Honestly, we're going to have to go back. Let's do a quiz.
You're going to face your spouse. You're going to face time. You're going to face the start. Environment. And there was a third one that I can't remember. But that's okay. You're going to face all 5 we talked about today. Period. All 5 of them you're gonna face at some point. And so what I hope that we did today in episode 1 was give you insight on our stories and the trials that we have faced in life and in fitness. These are, by the way, these aren't like 5 trials that like we didn't go through we went through all of them. Yeah. We went through every single one.
We did.
The only difference between us and the people that aren't successful in their fitness and health and fitness, emotional fitness, physical fitness, mental fitness, is we didn't quit when the things got hard.
Exactly. And by the way, like, this is a safe place too. So if you are struggling with something, a trial, drop it in the comment section below, man. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Like, let's be open about it. I feel like one of the worst things you could do is be closed off and not share what's happening, because you know what? I guarantee you put something in the comments what you're experiencing, someone else would be right behind you like, look, bro, I know what you're going through. I got you. Or we could even help elaborate and expand on it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Guys, this was episode 1 of the Trials to Triumph podcast. We hope that you take the trials you're going through and you overcome them to be triumphant in your pursuit to fitness. We can't wait for episode 2. We have got so much to talk about. We haven't even barely scratched the surface of the stuff that you're going to see from us. We are very excited. And once again, we will see you all next time. Thank you.
God bless.